I'm forward meteorologist Kim Adams. Well, we're not going to make it through the entire weekend dry, as we do have a risk for severe storms on Sunday. We'll talk timing coming up.
Also, first at 4, a family's heartbreak plays out in public after a crime on Detroit's east side. What police are saying about the circumstances right now. And the next chapter in a fire rescue story that started with a mother who was so terrified.
I just would start screaming for help, and I was calling on God because I just didn't see a way out for me and my baby.
Today, a reunion these folks won't forget, and new video of the dramatic moments they're celebrating.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, police are investigating the shooting death of a woman on Detroit's east side. They have a preliminary theory about the case, but it is still early. The shooting happened this morning on Gunston near 94 in Connor. Family of the victim was quickly on the scene and became overwhelmed with emotion. Police say a woman in her 30s was shot and killed. They have arrested a man also in his 30s and believe this may be a case of domestic violence. We've got a reporter on the investigation, and we'll have an update tonight at 5. Police say another apparent domestic shooting has also turned deadly over in Saline. We told you about the investigation yesterday. The victim was in critical condition, but 40-year-old Amber Jo Thomas died a few hours later. Police say she was shot by her 58-year-old ex-boyfriend while taking a break from her job at a nursing facility on Woodland Drive. Police also tell us Thomas did have a protection order against her ex. He's in custody pending charges. The story of a pool contractor charged with fraud has been trending today on clickondetroit.com. Police arrested 30-year-old Brandon Heitman from Washington Township. A woman over in Shelby Township says she hired him to install an in-ground pool. She gave him a $60,000 deposit in August of last year. She says he never started the job and refused to return her money. Shelby Township police say there could be more victims and are urging anyone who may have been scammed to please come forward. Well, some evening commuters may have seen this burning tanker on I-75 in Royal Oak last evening. It really messed up traffic for about 14 hours. Neighbors tell Local 4 they heard sizzling and popping when the truck was burning on I-75 at 696. The northbound lanes of 75 were closed just after 6 on Thursday. They didn't reopen until about 8 o'clock this morning. It took 2 trucks to move the tanker off the highway. Now, right now, let's take a live look at that same stretch of road. You can see traffic slowly, smoothly moving there on that evening commute as we get started here tonight at 5. More about the repairs to the road and who's going to foot the bill. Time for your first forecast. We are sending you into your Friday night with some really good news, at least for the beginning of the weekend. Forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams here with a preview. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Karen. Happy Friday, everyone. It is a nice start to our weekend. Look at those pretty fair weather clouds. Humidity is low. It's a little warm today, but it's pleasant. 84 in Detroit. Nice summer day in Howell, 81. Pontiac checks in at 82, and Adrian is in the mid-80s. Pretty much low to mid-80s everywhere you go, with the exception of Lapeer over to Port Huron, lagging behind right now in the upper 70s. Widen the view for you. It's a nice weekend up north. Right now, temperatures are in the 70s, so if you are headed up to Alpena or over to Traverse City or Charlevoix, a nice weekend ahead for you. Humidity is low, but tomorrow temperatures are going to make it feel even a little cooler with this low humidity. 82 degrees will be our high with plenty of sunshine tomorrow. Definitely the better of the 2 days. We'll talk about our chance for rain on Sunday in just a few minutes.
Well, there is some new information this afternoon in the so-called Gilgo beach murders as another grisly puzzle is finally solved after 27 years. The case has been making national headlines since the arrest of a suspect in the deaths of 3 women. But there are many more mysteries to be solved. Kimberly Gill joins us to talk about today's latest development. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. After all this time, investigators have finally been able to identify a woman who's had various nicknames over the years. Police have been working for nearly 3 decades to find out who she is and how she died. The local district attorney there offered the news conference this morning. Listen.
Today, we are here to announce that as part of the Gilgo Task Force re-examination of all the evidence in the case, we were able to identify Fire Island Jane Doe as Karen Vergata, who was 34 years old at the time of her disappearance.
Okay, so some of Vergata's remains were found in 1996 on Fire Island, but more of her bones were found in 2011, more than 20 miles away from the original location. Investigators shared an old photo of Vergata. Police believe she was working as an escort when she vanished. Most of the other victims in the Gilgo murders were also sex workers. Knowing their identity could advance the investigation, but the DA was reluctant to give much information away.
We are going to continue to work this particular case as we did the Gilgo 4 investigation. We're going to have no comment on what, if any, suspects we developed at this time.
Right now, it's unclear if Vergata's death might ever be tied to the ongoing case against Rex Heuermann. He's the architect charged in 3 other Gilgo Beach killings and named the prime suspect in a 4th. Heuermann remains behind bars. Now, the investigation into the deaths of 3 women also found near Gilgo Beach led authorities to arrest Rex Heuermann last month. He has pleaded guilty to the charges and is being held without bail. Now, the DA in the case declined to answer any questions at the news conference, but he did say it's important to remember and honor all the victims on the Gilgo Beach murder, and still a lot of work to be done in that investigation. Karen, will have more and when you join us in later editions of Local 4 News. Until then, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Kim. All right, former President Donald Trump will be back on the campaign trail tonight in spite of his growing legal troubles. In just a few hours, he is going to speak at the Alabama Republican Party's summer dinner in Montgomery. Yesterday at this time, Trump was pleading not guilty to 4 charges accused of criminal conspiracies to overturn the 2020 presidential election. He has been ordered not to speak about the case with any witnesses unless an attorney is present. The judge also warned him to not threaten or retaliate against witnesses or people who have information on the case. If he does, a warrant could be issued for his arrest. The former president's next court date is August 28th. Well, we are seeing another sign the Federal Reserve might be able to execute a so-called soft landing. The newest jobs report shows that U.S. employers added 187,000 jobs last month, which is fewer than expected. But the unemployment rate dipped to 3.5%. So together, those numbers show the job market is cooling but remains resilient in spite of a series of interest rate hikes. Now, more economists are expressing confidence in a soft landing where the Fed brings down inflation without pushing the country into a recession. Sometimes the right people are in the right place at the right time. And that was really true for a Detroit mother whose home was burning and her child was trapped.
And my daughter was crying and crying. So every time I thought about going to get my baby, the smoke would just hit me in the face.
Tiara Blue and her daughter were rescued, and today they were reunited with some of the heroes who were there when they needed them most. Megan Woods joins us now live. And Megan, you just got some new video of this rescue. What a remarkable story.
Karen, an incredible story. We now have the police body camera video to give us a better idea of what happened at this apartment on Tuesday. Police say they were on the other side of John C. Lodge when they heard faint screams. It led them to this alley that I'm standing in, and today this is the place that they reunited.
Please help!
What apartment? What apartment?
Help!
What apartment?
I got a daughter in here. Help!
Officer Travis Thompson and Serena DeYoung called for the fire department, then quickly climbed 8 flights of stairs.
Where? Right here?
And through the clouds of smoke, found Tiara Blue.
You need to leave. Come on, let's go. Yeah! Where? Is it just you? My baby in the other room. Where?
And today,
Just to think I was hanging out of that window, screaming for my life, and you guys heard me.
the 3 are meeting for the first time since the fire.
I got a new family with Detroit Police Department.
To reflect on what it means to be present.
We make it a thing where we ride with the windows down just for that reason, so we can hear and see things around us. So just to think that if our windows were up, or if we did have the radio on, if we didn't hear that, it could have been devastating.
And at the right place, at the right time.
My first thought was to go and get my kid, but if I didn't run to that window, I would have missed you guys.
While celebrating the good and bad times.
Every time I think about it, I break down, see what's wrong, and I I can't express to her how happy I am just to hear her say what's wrong.
The one thing that kind of blew my mind in this whole situation was the community aspect. I mean, the amount of residents that stood up. There was 2 residents that actually were the ones that broke down the door before I was able to get upstairs.
I had grabbed her out of there, and also a civilian had come in behind me, and he had grabbed the child out of the bassinet. So we all made it out safely.
I'm so glad we were there.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Officer DeYoung has spent just 2 months out of the academy, and she says this is exactly why she joined the force. Now, Tiara lost everything in that apartment, as well as her daughter, all of her toys and clothes and things like that. So if you want to help out, we'll have a link on clickondetroit.com, as well as that interview with the stranger who lives in this apartment who stepped in to help out. Reporting live in Detroit, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Wow, what a rescue story. And sure hope some folks are going to help out Tiara and her daughter with those donations. We appreciate it. Thank you, Megan.